Hello, everybody. The name of this video is Being a Woman is a Superpower. Being a woman is a superpower. But I want to change it up a bit because I think that we all have superpowers. Whether you're a man or a woman, we have superpowers. And in this video, I am going to tell you all about it. I'm talking about superpowers like having clairvoyance, clairaudience, being able to bilocate, being able to use our energy and focus it in a direction that we want it to go in and manipulate energy to the point to where we're able to change things. And we do that through affirmations, visualizations, and vision boards because we are all spiritual beings who are having a human experience. And that's our superpower. But powers that be don't want you to know that. Welcome to Dr. K Speaks. I'm Dr. K, and I'm here to help you to navigate through the many challenges in your life's journey so that you might ultimately become the highest version of yourself. And yes, that's right, I'm talking about superpowers. It's so important to know that you are way more than you think you are. A lot of you listening already know it, but then a lot of you listening don't know who you are because what's happening in our world is that a lot of people are caught up in the day-to-day living stresses and anxieties and depressions and all kinds of worries. And all of these worries and all of these stresses, a lot of times, are created on purpose because fear is the biggest factor in being able to manipulate us to take us where certain people would want us to go. So when you are in fear, you're more easily manipulated. So I say that it's important to work on not being in fear so that you can become the highest version of yourself. And in that highest version of yourself, you will become more and more aware. You will have more and more access to your superpowers. And I know a lot of you people are thinking, well, dang, superpowers. I'm just trying to deal with whatever it is that I got going on. And I get that. So that is important to deal with whatever it is that you have going on. But I just want you to know that is way more to you than meets the eye. A lot of these movies that are coming out right now, movies been coming out for a while though, but a lot of the movies seem like they're trying to wake a lot of us up. They got these superheroes out there with all of these different superpowers. And I want to say in all of those movies, it's some truth in there. You can get caught up in being entertained by the movies. But then if you really look closely at the movies and see a lot of the stuff that's in there, then you will realize that they're talking to you. For example, The Matrix. A lot of people know about The Matrix, right? Look at The Matrix and you can see a lot of truths that's going on in the world because everything is not as we think it is. Another movie, The X-Men. I know it's a lot of different X-Men, but just looking at the first one, that can help you to know that we all have different types of superpowers, right? They make it real fictitious in the Hollywood movies, but in real life, we do have our own superpowers. And then I just recently saw a movie called, what was it, Doctor Strange. And that one was interesting because it had a lot of truths in it too. So there are a lot of different movies out there that talks about multidimensionality and talks about how people have way more powers than they really realize that they have. And I know for sure that a lot of those movies have a whole lot of truth in it. I'm not the only one that knows, but I think it's just really important for you to know that you are more than you think you are. You are so unlimited in so many ways that you don't even realize it. And if you keep your mind in a box, then you'll never get to realize your true potential. So I say it's time to start thinking outside the box and saying to yourself, well, okay, maybe I can do this or maybe I can do that. Because when you start thinking outside the box like that, then you open up a new realm for potentialities to happen for you. For example, with racing, there was a certain time where whenever somebody was running, I don't know whether it was the 100-yard dash or whatever it was, or the mile, but it was a certain time where this was the tops. Nobody can run faster than this. And then there was a person who ran faster than everybody else and did it. I think it was a mile in under 4 minutes. And then after that person did it, then a whole lot of other people started doing it. So they expanded their mind and realized that, wow, this can be done. And there are so many other things in life that can be done. And all you have to do is open your mind to it. I've opened my mind to a lot of things and had so many different experiences that I know that I know that I know that I know that we are more than we know that we are. So when you're going to your next highest level, whatever that next highest level is, the only way that you can get there is you got to get outside of that box of how you're thinking right now. Because the box that you're in right now, you're operating from your automatic pilot programs. And in order to go to your next highest level of who you are, you got to be operating from different programs. And you're going to experience, and you probably already have, started having peaks where you get to, it's like you kind of climb up on something and you're looking up and you having experiences of the next highest level of your being, right? But you can't stay up there in that experience. You seem to just fall back down because your regular vibration is resonating at a lower frequency, but you still get to have peak experiences where you kind of know where you're going. And a lot of you know what I'm talking about. So what you have to do is you got to continuously work on yourself. You got to continuously work on yourself over and over and consistently so that you can increase your vibration so that as you resonate higher and higher and higher, your normal resonating frequency is going to be at the next highest vibration of your being. If you start paying attention to your life, you're going to notice that you're more than you think you are. You're going to notice some things that start to happen in your life. Let's call them synchronicities. A lot of people think that they're coincidences, but when you start experiencing coincidence after coincidence after coincidence, that means that you're in the flow of life, in like a vortex where certain things are happening, and it's happening in divine order. It's happening in a certain fashion that is on a certain path that's taking you in a certain direction that you want to go in. Whatever thoughts you focus on is going to take you somewhere. So I say make those thoughts be in alignment with where you actually want to go in life. And that's why in my books, I rewired my brain, my journey to freedom. And in my workbook, I rewired my brain, my journey to freedom. I wrote those books to help people to be able to reprogram their brain to recognize, first of all, that you're operating from programs 95% of the time on automatic pilot. I wrote the books to help people to be able to recognize that we're operating from programs. And if we're operating from programs, I know everybody would want the programs to be their own programs. And right now, a lot of your programs came from what happened when you were a little kid. Whoever taught you whatever they taught you, parents, caregivers, whomever, teachers, and then if you were around certain friends, exposure to things over and over again actually programs our brain. Then we got social media, and then we've got the media that says certain things over and over and over again, and it programs your brain. And then those programs have you operating on automatic pilot to the beat of somebody else's drum. So I say program your own brain, and that's why I wrote the book and the workbook. I would love to see a movement where people started taking responsibility for their own brain, realizing that with this 95% of the time that I'm operating on automatic pilot, I want these programs to be mine. I would love to see people starting to take it more serious and realize that it's basically kind of like we're avatars, if you want to think about it. And the avatar's got this computer system with downloads in it, and that causes it to function in the way that it functions, right? So if you look at it from that perspective and know that you are that avatar, wouldn't you want to like be the one keying in whatever the programs are that your avatar is going to have? Because you could do it now in the multiverse and all these other situations that they have online where you create your avatar and you get to control your avatar. So if you look at your own self as an avatar and then know that your brain is wired, has programs in it, 95% of the time you're operating from it, wouldn't you want to program that yourself? So if you need to look at it from a fictitious space, then look at it from a fictitious space. But start working on rewiring your own brain. Start working on reprogramming your own brain. And if you have kids, know that you are programming their brain with everything that you teach them. The behaviors that you teach them, the things that you say to them, it's going to be wired into their brain as a belief system. So program your kids to know that they have unlimited potential, that they can do the different things that they want to do in life if they focus their mind on it. Because, see, all of us are energy beings. Everything is energy vibrating at a certain frequency. We are energy vibrating at a certain frequency. And science has proven that. And with us being energy vibrating at a certain frequency, when we streamline our focus in a certain direction with an intent to manifest certain things, then that streamline of energy, based upon the strength of our magnet, meaning our passion, our belief that we can have this experience, causes the energy out there to start moving around and vibrating in different ways, and things start changing. There's even been scientific experiments that shows that when an observer is focusing on something, then it causes it to change. They had an atom. Scientists did an experiment where I think it was an atom, and they split the atom, and they took one part of that atom and had it, let's say, in Michigan, which is the state I'm in. And then they took the other portion of that atom and put it in another state far away from Michigan, and had people looking at this particular atom, and the mere fact that these people were focused on this atom, and then this atom started changing just because people were looking at it and focusing on it, that other atom that it was split from started doing the same types of things that the atom that the people were actually focused on was doing. So those kinds of experiences show that energy is powerful. Everything is energy vibrating at a certain frequency. And when you focus your energy in a certain direction, then you can cause things to change, as in what you do with the affirmations, visualizations, vision boards, and more. So we got so many superpowers. You are a powerful being. Don't limit yourself to this box that somebody might have told you that you are in. Know that you are unlimited. Your mind can go anywhere. The imagination can expand. The imagination is really, really powerful. And the imagination is also energy vibrating at a certain frequency. So step out of your box and see what it is that you want to experience. And maybe start with some small things first, just so that you can practice it regularly and get to see some changes occurring to give you some more belief in this system. And then go to bigger things if you need to. I encourage you to get started today. Get in tune with who you really are. Start experiencing who you really are. Because once we all realize, because I don't even realize the totality of who I am. You know, I've learned more and more about myself as I've had the experiences. I've read a lot of things, but it's not until you actually have the experience of something that lets you know, bam, beyond a shadow of a doubt, wow, this stuff is real. We are way more than we think we are. We have superpowers. So work on yourself. Resolve whatever issues you need to resolve from the mundane life experience, so you can get more in touch, have more access to the totality of who you are. Thank you for listening. And if you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, then please subscribe so that you can be aware of when I post all of my videos on how to help you to become the highest version of yourself. Thank you.